Okay, here's a view of the future greenhouses. And the middle one is my experimental one. We've converted the other one into a party tent, you might say. And then the main one, which is right here, I'll take a tour through here as well. But altogether, you can grow a lot of veggies here. All right, here we have the greenhouse tour. This is what I call the main engine house. Let me walk you through it. This is a 5,000 gallon tank that the water all comes back to before it's pumped out with a 3 horsepower pump. You can see the piping is quite intensive. These are swirl tanks, 4 of them. And that is a mineralization tank. And then this is the holding tank right there. All right. It's being governed all by a 3 horsepower pump. You can see that there. And what happens is the fish, which are in these 900 gallon tanks, let's see if I can get some to come up. They're shy. Here's the second one. And if I close it, come up. So the fish water goes through the swirl tanks, and then it rises with all the junk settling at the bottom. It's a cone-shaped swirl tank. So then once a week, by turning these blue valves to the mineralization tank, all the solids go into that tank there. The reason being is there's an oxygen being pumped 24/7 right here, and it breaks down everything. Then when you turn this off by the valves, as you see, then the top section, after letting it sit for an hour, it's just clear water, and that gets pumped back into the green tank. And that way you're controlling your solids. You have to get the fish later because they're a bit shy. There they are. All right. Anyway, there's 2 more tanks for future growth. But here are the cherry tomatoes growing. And as you can see, there's a few beauties. And you can see that there's a lot of tomatoes actually going on here. Now these pipes you see here is meant for swirl filters. So when the water rises and goes back down that pipe right there, it creates a suction because of the way the bottom of these pipes are drilled out. So what happens, it actually allows the water to come in and start filling up to this level right there, and then it drains all the way down. So about every 45 minutes it fills up and drains. We control that by these valves of how much comes in. Okay, and this is so the water doesn't get old and stagnant, and the nutrition keeps flowing through the system. So every one of these is able to do that for each tub. And there's some really healthy plants here, as you can see. I've got some romaine lettuce growing over here. And then these are dragon fruit. If you don't know what that is, look up dragon fruit. But and then some asparagus, and then of course spearmint. Lovely spearmint here. The smell is wonderful. Have these in your drinks. You could cook with them. So this is my growing room, where I do experiment and grow them out of my plugs. You can see lettuce that's been cut back and coming back, and these are the plugs you put your seeds in. Yeah. So this just covering it up so the sun doesn't get in there and form algae. But these are growing on floating boards, whereas what you saw in the blue tubs was on river rock and lava rock. And here's the artichoke plants and all the baby artichokes I grew already on the foam board so I can plant them in the field that I'm preparing. And I've got the green artichokes and purple Italian purple artichokes as well. And here's one coming up. There's another one down there. More future artichoke plants. And the sides are going to come up on these greenhouses because it was 80 degrees yesterday. It's getting too hot. There's one growing there, and then this big one's got one right there, as you can see. All right, and then what we do is we just use these containers, put the plugs in there, and then transplant them through these holes in these boards. So you can see right here, let me get the sun out of the way, how they're working out, right? Now what does it look like underneath? Well, we're gonna lift it up and let you see. See that beautiful white roots? That's healthy plants right there. And there's that fertilized water from the fish flowing right through here and going back to the green tank when it's done. No water waste, everything gets recycled, just evaporation over time, 10% a month. In the hotter months, maybe 10% every 2 weeks. But this is aquaponics. Here's the blossoms for my almond tree. Look how beautiful they look. There's going to be a lot of fruit this year. Isn't that beautiful? Love this time of year. There's 100 olive trees planted on this hill. Going on the fourth year actually. And we do our plinking here on those targets. We're on top of one of the sections where the olive trees continue. Like I said, there's over 100 of them. And properly spaced apart. It's going to look gorgeous in a few years. And here's a view of them downhill. This is a view from high section on the property, looking at our beautiful valley right here. Sunsets are gorgeous from up here. A few thousand cherry trees growing over there on neighbor's property.